Abandon all hope, ye who listen. It's the Nether Region podcast. He always knew Kevin Spacey was innocent. Here's Ian Hamilton.
I hated the movie Baby Driver, okay? I didn't like it.
Ooh.
But I did really like Usual
You hear
Suspects,
that, Ansel Egelhort?
It's actually, you're getting Alden Ehrenreich. And no, it is Ansel Elgort. You're right. Wait, is it?
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. I don't know.
What a conundrum for Ian. Someone
really
mispronounces
is.
an actor's name.
It is one of those things that's going to bug me. And in about 20 minutes, I'm going to be like, it's that one.
All right, well,
And I'm
listeners.
going to interrupt everything.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Anyway, I'm your co-host, failed comedian Ian Hamilton, and I'm dead and in hell. With me here is my devilish tormentor, Art Brimstone, who forces me to relive my failed comedy dreams on Earth by podcasting and interviewing the living and the dead about their personal hells, as well as perform, if you can call it that, the worst torture of all time. Improv comedy.
Wow. Wow. Hey, did Kevin Spacey just join us in the studio? Did Kevin Spacey just join us in Basement of Hell?
I don't look like him. I don't sound like him. I don't act like him. Okay, that's not why I'm down here. I don't know why I'm in hell, but that is not why I'm down here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm trying. Who did you sound like for a second? Like, I want to say Grimace. It's not Grimace. I don't know who you sounded like for a second.
Grimace?
I don't.
You know, he's a demon. All the McDonald's characters are demons, actually. The Hamburglar.
Sure.
Those chicken McNuggets that used to dance.
Oh, yeah, they sure did dance. I mean, any clown, actually.
What was his name? Mac Moon? Midnight Mac?
What did he look like?
He's a big moon.
Really?
Yeah. Midnight Mac.
Do you know all those characters were stolen from HR Puffin Stuff TV show?
Really?
Yeah, basically.
Wow. McDonald's? Stealing?
Giant company?
Oh, my goodness.
Stealing IP?
If my skin weren't so red, you'd see me blushing with confusion.
Well, you turn purple when you blush. That's what's so funny about you. You know what?
I got a little grimace in me.
We always talk about, the same things at the beginning of the podcast, like your true name, right? Torval Redenbacher, Orville's jealous brother. Is that it?
No, but Orville Redenbacher is down here.
Oh, he looks unhappy. And frankly, anyone who has like a business empire like that,
right?
Like they're probably down here.
Yeah.
So how I died, I think that I was on hold with the insurance company for so long that I became dehydrated, starved, and sleep deprived.
Wow.
Did I guess either of those right? Because if I do, I get out of here. And then someone on Earth, has to...
Right.
Yeah.
Has to do a ritual.
Everybody's listened to every episode, so they know.
Do 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 do. No.
Are you trying to say your name is
you didn't get
Alex Trebek, who is not down here, by the way. He is not down here. He is a saint. He is a modern saint.
Have you been all over hell?
I've trust me, if he was here, I would have sussed him out. That guy's got the voice of an angel, the pronunciation of an angel.
Right.
Love the way he just says words.
Yeah. No, Ian, those are not my names. That's not how you died. Oh. Once again, you're wrong.
Oh. I kind of thought I had the way I died. Like, that seems realistic to me.
Waiting on call with the insurance agency?
Yeah, let's talk about being on hold when you need an insurance claim to go through, I guess.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, you know what? If you're out there listening, and we know you're not because nobody listens.
Right.
Put this podcast on hold and call up your insurance company and see if you live to take this podcast off hold.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
Because few do.
Well, down here in hell, you have to get insurance for almost everything.
Yeah.
It's all bureaucratic.
Yeah, a lot of paperwork.
Walking insurance, breathing insurance, flying insurance, tail insurance, foot insurance. When you eat things, you need to get eating insurance.
Right, and you devils and demons, sue each other for literally everything.
Well, devils sue a lot, yes. If you don't, you aren't a devil if you haven't sued somebody.
Right, but like I'm not allowed to sue anyone, and I see you just suing left and right.
You have no rights.
No, like I could.
The only suing you could do is if I make you turning you into a little pig, and you roll around your own filth and you go suey.
Okay. Or
Oink, 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 oink.
if I turned into the largest Tyrannosaurus Rex fossil ever, or most complete,
Oh,
sue the dinosaur.
okay. Wow,
I'm from
there.
Chicago. I mean, I can't even sue you for making me foster a Furby child and raising it as my own this week. While I had to gaze into its dead eyes and wonder why it won't talk to me and tell me what's wrong.
Aw, little Sydney Sweeney Jr.?
What?
Yeah, that's what you named it.
No.
Sydney
'cause-
Sweeney Jr.
No, if I name the Furby Sydney Sweeney Jr., that implies some Kevin Spacey type behavior, or
In what way?
more specifically, Woody Allen type behavior.
In what way?
Because Woody Allen married his adopted daughter.
Jeez Louise, I don't know what you were doing with that Furby child.
I was raising it as my own and taking care of it, and it did not
Okay.
love me back.
Uh-huh.
Just it had cold, dead eyes.
And it didn't inherit those from you? Those are genetic. You have those too.
Hey, those aren't cold, dead eyes.
Cold,
That is,
dead eyes that are too close together.
No, that is the look I give when I stop paying attention and I'm too deep in my own nonsense.
Well, yeah, Ian, I'm sorry that I made you raise your demented hybrid Furby human child.
You know what?
Sydney
Also,
Sweeney Jr.
we rattle through these things every week, right? But what about your life? What are you doing when I'm doing all this? When I'm being tormented?
Well, actually, Ian, that's a good segue because I actually took a little
No,
trip.
this is a good segue. Check it out.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I took a little trip to go visit an old friend who you actually only met one time when you first entered hell.
I've met them?
Yeah, you've met today's guests,
Really?
who I keep sealed
we
behind
get
a box
along?
before you can see them.
Yeah, this box, it's really
Right.
It's really intricately decorated.
Yeah.
A lot of runes on it.
Oh, yeah. It's a hell box. Ian,
Yeah, of course it's a hell box.
We-
Everything's a hell blank down here. Fucking not creative at all. Hey, hell money. Hell demon coin.
Yeah,
Great.
soul coin.
Good job, guys. Or yeah, it's soul coin, demon bucks. Sorry.
Ian, I went to go visit an old friend, and they're...
With all the fucking writers down here in hell,
boy.
you'd think that things would be named better. That's
Ian,
my point.
You got to learn to let go of this, like in the same way that you let go and dropped your demented Furby baby. I saw that. You dropped them on their head.
Yeah, I
Now
thought
one of their eyes was like, I love you.
I thought if nobody saw that I could still
Yep.
still claim I was a good parent.
Ian, they are the transporter of souls on the river Styx.
Oh,
You might know them as Charon, but we all call him Ron.
yeah.
Please
that's how I
welcome to the
know.
podcast, Ron.
Oh, hello, everybody. How's it going?
Ron, good to see
Oh,
ya.
my God. So good to see you. Wow. Thanks for coming to visit me. It's been a couple centuries, you know?
Yeah, it has been a couple centuries in human years for sure.
I
yeah,
mean, for
thought,
me,
you know,
I met you only a couple weeks ago.
I wouldn't remember you.
No, I'm one of billions or trillions or whatever.
you
I get it.
have a boat that you guide lost souls down the river Styx to enter hell.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much all I do.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The boat itself it's a little ragged, you know?
Right.
Don't really get a lot of opportunities to fix it up.
A little
but-
worse for wear. I mean, when I first met you a long, long time ago, that thing had, a really nice, what do you call that front piece, the front butt of the boat?
Oh, yeah. You'd think
The
I'd know
mantle.
that because that's all I fucking do.
Well,
but,
the thing with like the mermaid.
like a mermaid,
Yeah,
right.
but it's
like a
This
skeletal
was a
mermaid.
skeleton. Yeah,
Right.
Oh,
Still was very well done.
A very well-endowed bony.
oh, so it's like there's
A very
I think
Sydney Sweeney-esque mermaid. Let's be real.
some whales have giant dick bones.
Okay.
All right.
Was one of those?
That what you did back in your life? Is you swam beneath the surface of the water and you just looked at mammals different sizes. That's
Yeah, when Ian would go whaling, it was like a very horny adventure for him.
that sounds about right.
Look, the dolphins didn't look at me the way they looked at other humans, so unfortunately I didn't get any attention from underwater mammals.
But Ron, we got to talking, and you were giving me you mentioned a couple gripes, and I said, hey, why don't you come on this stupid fucking podcast that I do where I torture one of my souls? And I said, I'll let you fucking gripe all you want.
Wait, I'm your only soul.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, first of all, you're you're letting me know that he's not going to listen to this, right? Like Hades, he's not going to hear this.
Oh, no. Your boss isn't going to
No.
I mean, he said no one listens to this. So this is good, right?
Hades and Lucifer are way too busy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Same with I'm trying to think of the Roman name for Hades. Oh well, keep going.
Okay.
Well, I mean, of course, I got a lot of gripes. I mean, it's like I've been doing this for roughly, I don't know, an eternity, and all I'm really asking for is a little support, a little help, you know. And
Right.
I know you had the Economist on. I was listening to the last episode, and inflation down here has just gotten insane, especially
yeah.
over the last few centuries.
So for a working man or I guess you're not really a D-man or a human. You're just like a spirit.
I'm just Ron. It's Ron.
Just okay.
Yeah.
Right. So for someone like you, I mean, just a working stiff.
Class, yeah. Well, yes. I mean,
Stiff as a
all
whale's
I pretty
or
much do is just
boner
roll
bone.
dead souls back and forth. Well, they're not technically dead yet, I guess, but back and forth and back and forth. I'm kind of jacked. I mean, look at me.
You're like a very old man, but you're jacked
right,
as fuck.
right. I mean, well, I've been literally rowing and rowing, fucking rowing and rowing and rowing. You know, it just doesn't stop. And you know, every time I try to, apply for a different position,
Yeah.
Hades just turns me down, and I don't even know if he's seeing my paperwork. Is he?
Right.
I mean, yeah. How many times have you filled out the paperwork, and how much is there? Because I assume there's millions of pages and way too many like ID numbers.
The paperwork doesn't really end. Like it's just
Right.
me constantly updating every so like I don't know 50 million people. I'm just like, okay, well, I think it's about time someone else gives this a try, right? Like there's only so many of us that are really working class down here, and
Oh, that's probably what, like the paperwork on my death certificate, I noticed that it says Ethan Hamilton. And I was like, fucking this guy, Ron, didn't even bother to fill out my paperwork right.
well, I'm not the one who's doing the paperwork.
Oh, you're not?
I literally row the boat.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's established
okay.
that multiple times.
Yeah.
Ian.
I mean, but I guess I thought you were like rowing the boat by day and doing the
You
paperwork
probably
at
filled
night.
out your own paperwork the wrong way. Let's be honest.
Also, there's really no by day or by night. Like
Right,
down there,
right, right.
I'm
it
sorry,
just
Ron.
kind of continually goes back and forth. And one of my biggest complaints
Oh,
is
yeah,
that,
let's hear it, Ron.
Obviously, we all know.
Dish.
Most people are putting like a couple 2-3 coins on their eyes or their mouth,
Right.
and that's supposed to pay the toll. Well, maybe 1,000 million years ago that paid the toll, but I'm
Right.
telling you, these prices, I need a little bit more
Oh.
than just a coin.
Oh,
Right.
in modern times, or modern to when I died, we did not put coins on our eyes or tongue at all. We didn't
Right.
even.
Well, that's those who don't show up with any money. It's kind of hard to get on the boat.
Right.
Right.
They get their names
So
misspelled.
They kind of, typically misspelled names, or they just wander the shores of the River Styx for about 100 years until there's room on the boat. you know?
Right.
But once again, it's kind of like the size of a canoe. It's not much bigger, so I've been trying to, put in some paperwork for maybe like some sort of ferry boat, something that's
Right.
steam powered. Anything that could fit maybe more than.
I
five
was
souls
thinking
at a
maybe
time.
you ought to do like a pontoon thing, Ron.
I would take literally anything at this point.
Make it like Party Ron. You can have like a couple
I
drinks.
like that.
your
But,
last
I didn't even
kind
think
of
about the
thing.
party aspect of this.
Yeah.
My God. Yeah. Wow.
Well, I bet even all the lost souls on the shore that can't pay, like that kind of sounds like a party, or at least like you'd see a lot of people
I think, yes. But one of the issues is most people don't really realize that they're actually there.
Oh.
I mean, think about how many people are using or drunk or just the
Right.
many ways that everyone's souls get, down here. And
Right.
a lot of times they just think they're still dreaming, and I'm over here like,
Hey.
listen, bud, I need you to get in line. The queue is, it goes forever. So
Right.
get in line.
right.
And you don't have a coin? Well, get to the back of the line.
This sounds like everyone at spring break during COVID. Like everyone's like, stay inside, and they're like, we're drunk on the beach, Senator.
Yeah, please don't mention COVID around me. I mean, that was a big influx of people, and the system broke
yeah.
down. All right, it broke down.
Sure.
Very-
Yeah, that was it.
Honestly.
Was stressful for us too.
Was it?
Yeah, I mean, it was like a big account down here in hell. They really did a good fucking to us with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
it's a
I
big
know is
effort.
that everyone really went for the toilet paper up there. I don't really know what was going
Yeah,
on.
I'm sure everybody that died during COVID was like, oh God, the indignity of dying and not being able to wipe my ass.
Absolutely.
So, Ron, I mean, if you weren't rowing your boat, Ron, row your boat, what would you want to be doing? I mean, do you have any other, like, alternatives or hobbies that you think you might want to turn into, like, Ron's new hustle?
I don't know if anyone's ever asked me that before.
Oh, wow. I mean, you're pretty buff. I think you could probably, I don't know, be like a sexy bodybuilder.
Don't just make him his body. He could be an intellectual too. He could get into chess. He could really learn about
Buff chess? You want to get into buff
chess.
chess?
I like the sound of buff chess. My God, what are we doing?
Chess boxing. You can get into chess boxing. That's where you sit down, you play a row of chess. This is a real thing. I learned it when I was studying humans. It's a real thing.
I love it. I love it. I
You
really
play a
do.
match of chess, and then you do a round of boxing.
What?
And then the first one to either get checkmated or knocked out wins. Loses.
I love this. I mean, if you ever want to come down and hang out with me on the boat, maybe we could play a little bit of buff chess.
I mean, I don't know. I'm definitely not as buff as you, Rod. I think
He could take it easy on you. Maybe.
You know what?
Yeah, you take
Why
it
don't you
easy.
come work a couple shifts with me? I'll show you the form, and let me tell you, my God, dude, these muscles are going to come out of nowhere. It's insane. Well, let me see. What would I do? I mean, I've always kind of found myself an amateur sculptor.
Whoa.
There's a lot of dead bodies that kind of, a lot of people freak out
Right.
when they get to the boat, and then more people freak out when they're on the boat, and then when they see the gates of hell, the amount of people that just dive off thinking that they can swim back to shore, like that's going to get them anywhere. And so I've sometimes when it's a little slower, like I've just got some downtime, I maybe mess with these decomposed bodies and I might come up with a little sculpture, but I never really thought it's something I could do.
Oh, wow.
Is there a demand for it down here?
Go back for a second. When you say amateur sculptor, does that mean you're bad?
Well, obviously,
Ian.
I haven't shown anyone my sculpting, so
Well, I mean,
maybe I could show.
Have you not shown it because you're embarrassed of how bad it is?
I'm more so embarrassed because it's just not what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right, because you're no good. Stick to rowing the boat.
I don't
Yeah,
think you're torturing this guy enough. That's all I'm
Ron,
saying.
maybe you should put him on the front of the mantle with that well-endowed
You know what? Maybe I
skeleton
will.
statue.
Well, yeah, well endowed. We'll have to get
put him on the rear of the boat.
bone to.
Make him the rudder for a
Make up
little
for
bit.
that.
and
I
see what
like the
happens.
sound of a
All
rudder.
right, I'm sorry. I was just giving you a hard time because I'm still upset about my little Furby child that I dropped on its head, and I'm sorry. I'm just worked up.
Furby.
And I'm a little jealous of your body and how it works.
They were
'cause
these
mine
little
doesn't
demonic animatronic toys that people went
Yeah.
crazy
Definitely
for.
created in hell.
Yeah,
that
they
sounds
Yeah.
really great, actually.
Yeah.
I could kind of go for a Furby. What if I mounted the Furby up on his face with his body at the front of the boat?
yeah.
And when you say mounted, you mean
Whatever that means to you.
so you're gonna have sex with the Furby thing,
Like
at
what
the
you
front
would
of the
do with
boat.
whales.
Okay, it's what whales and dolphins wouldn't do to me.
Well, listen, I guess I could also be some sort of bodyguard, I
Oh.
mean, in a sense, I already am. You think everyone comes quietly?
That's true.
Hey, man, come on to this scary boat across the river Styx. Doesn't it sound fun? You're about to burn in the fires of hell for eternity,
if
Not
you-
everyone just hops on board. Unless maybe I had that party pontoon, which I'm really getting into.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be someone's bodyguard down here, who would you want to be, or do you just want to be a bouncer to hell?
Well,
Is that what you're?
I
getting
heard
at?
there's some pretty wicked nightclubs down here, so.
Oh yeah.
What'd you say, lacerations? Yeah, I heard that one is
Lacerations.
off the chain.
Yeah.
Pete's Piss House.
I think it's Dan's piss house.
Dan's
I think.
Piss House
Yeah.
and his brother Pete.
Oh,
they have
my God.
competing
Those
piss
people are
houses.
Always pissing. Always
Yeah,
pissing.
they
Yeah.
open them up on either side of each other. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They hate each other actually, and they're like, "I'm gonna make the piss at my club darker and smellier," and the other one's like, "No, the piss at my club is darker and smellier," and they have this just ongoing competition to see who can have the most dehydrated piss house
Oh,
right,
in
yeah.
hell, and it's just never ending.
Oh,
yeah, it's
I
just
bet they're trying to
darker.
eat asparagus and everything. Just
Yeah.
really seeing
Oh,
what they can do.
They're way past the asparagus
Wow,
phase of
wow.
things. They're like into, for a little while they were eating beets and making their piss
Whoa.
turn kind of red.
My goodness.
Yeah, they're a wild bunch.
The more I'm talking to you two, the more I'm realizing I really got to get out of this boat. I got to get out of this boat. And if I
Yeah.
was a bodyguard, now I'm thinking about it, obviously those two, Lucifer, Hades, they throw some really, really great dinner parties, and maybe I could just, work the door. I'm really trying to move up in the system, and I just feel like the closer I am to the man, maybe notice
You're
notice
really
my
trying
talents.
to move up from boats to doors.
At this point, anything.
And
Like,
also,
literally anything else but rowing this fucking boat.
if you're like a bodyguard, you might have to fight people and like take a bullet or like a fucking fire bullet for someone. Like, but it sounds like you want to be a bouncer. I just want to make sure like you know the difference.
You know what? Once again, I haven't been asked this question. I don't get to spend a lot of time talking to anyone. Mostly people are screaming or crying or praying to some god, like whatever god they think's gonna save them. But at this
Or
point,
their
they're-
ancestors.
or their ancestors, absolutely. But which brings me to a point: who's making these decisions? Because we have seen such an influx in people lately, especially from the last 5 years. It is just going wild up there. Like I can't even imagine what's happening. But who's making these decisions? Is it God? Is it Hades? Are we using the rules of these 10 commandments? Because those seem a little outdated. I mean, they were written on stone. Am I right?
Right.
Like, at this point, I feel like everyone up there is a sinner. Right?
Oh yeah, I mean,
So who's actually going up?
other than Alex Trebek, I haven't really met anyone not down here.
I mean, according to Michelle Branch,
sing the song.
I'm a sinner, I'm a saint.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, earlier when he said he wanted to be a bodyguard, I was going to ask him if he wanted to be my long lost pal.
Right,
And then I could call him Betty, and he could call me out.
right.
Yeah.
Well, Paul Simon. Ron,
That one went over my head.
Ron,
okay,
I
it was
think you
Paul
gotta
Simon.
think. Listen, Ron,
He's
I
not dead. You haven't met him.
I respect you. I think you're a great guy.
Well, thank
a
you.
lot of the devils that I talk with, we all have a lot of respect for you.
Oh, I had no idea.
I think though, you really got to think a little bit bigger here, buddy, because
Okay,
you're going like you row boats and you ferry things down, and now you just want to open and close doors.
I agree.
Whoa.
You've had an eternity of daydreaming.
you like babysit for a living. You got to think bigger,
Well,
buddy.
Jed, let me think.
All right, all right.
What about being at the parties instead of working the parties?
Well, of course I want an invite. You know how many times I want an
Let's
invite?
stream for that.
Okay, well, yeah, I want an invite, but that's not a job now, is it, Ian?
No, it's not a job, but I mean,
Okay,
you've
let me
been
think.
working for an eternity straight. You don't have savings?
I told you, 1 or 2 coins is really not adding up.
not gonna
Do
cut
you
it
know
here.
how much it costs? They're charging for lumber from upstairs in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
These prices are ungodly. I gotta fix my boat. All right? Do you know how much they're charging for everything? Holy water. My God. I mean, these prices are unholy. I just can't deal with it.
I think I see what's happening too. You probably invested in Imtherium before it tanked.
Oh my God.
You
how'd
did,
know?
didn't you?
Well,
Oh boy, I almost caught that. I almost caught that mistake.
you were the one who ran it through me.
What? Well, listen,
And yet you didn't you told me, let's go in
Well,
and do it
I
together,
was
buddy.
thinking about it. I don't know.
Okay,
He was just thinking
bigger.
out loud.
I'm
and
thinking
you-
bigger. Okay, therapist.
What?
Well, I mean, you realize how many people are on this boat that come to me with their problems? Like, I'm the one. I'm just rowing a boat here, and someone's like, well, what can I do? How can I make it back onto the surface, man? Like, the fires of hell, man. And I'm like, man, I just row the boat. But, I listen to a lot. I've literally heard every story.
All right.
Wow.
And I have to be able to come back and say, listen, how do we accept the things that are happening in our lives? We have to accept where we are, what we're doing, and where we're going.
Wow.
Okay, therapist. Okay, Ian, you famously are one of those guys who says they don't need therapy, but clearly needs it.
I know all the therapy talk.
You know all the therapy thought.
Yeah.
So let's do a little experiment here. Let's
yeah.
see if Ron, you could be a
All
therapist.
right, let me put on my therapist.
All right, Ron
Yeah,
is
Wow.
adjusting in his little seat there.
Nice monocle,
He has
some glasses.
Put on some very round glasses. You have a very long beard as an old man, but
Stroking it now.
Right.
Okay,
You
now.
have a really nice cardigan, but like you're not wearing a t-shirt, so you just have like rippling
Right.
abs
Yeah. They are rippling.
underneath your
but the
cardigan,
elbow
you know?
patches.
Oh yeah.
Very
All right,
nice.
Ian, you are
Bookish.
yourself. You're a okay, Ian.
Yeah,
how about
I
you're-
am myself.
You're coming in because you're still upset about how you
coming in
dropped
what?
probably a whale, knowing you. Right in that
The
blow.
whale again, my God.
You just dropped your Furby demented baby. You're very upset about it. You're worried
Okay.
about
This is good. This is
your
good.
future,
Okay.
and you're talking to your therapist, Ron.
Okay.
All right, let's see a little Ron. Let's see you be a little bit of a therapist.
Welcome, Ian. Why don't you take a...
Can I get you guys any water? I'm the receptionist.
Oh, yes, please. That would be
All right.
nice.
Ron, this is your 2 o'clock. Ian Hamilton.
Hey, where'd you get that sweet piece to be a receptionist?
Excuse me.
God, what I do.
Please
for
don't.
shit.
And also, please don't talk to the receptionist, all right?
I didn't talk. I was talking to you. She's eavesdropping on me.
Oh,
Excuse me.
okay. Okay, so Ian, please take a lie down anywhere.
Take a lie down anywhere. Well, there's a painting on the wall. I guess I'll take the painting off and I'll put it on the ground. And
Very good.
it's a really nice painting of. It seems like your family. There's definitely a resemblance.
Yes, yes, it is.
Probably
my
an
family.
ancestor that you care about deeply, and
Yes.
I'll just lay right on it. I'll put my big old butt right on the face.
So here's
there
what's
and lay
interesting
down.
here, all right? You went straight for the painting. What does that say about yourself?
I
Try to look inward. Really think about it.
I'm a painter.
Okay.
I'm
paint
bad
it
at.
all-
I'm bad at painting.
You're bad at painting.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm bad at drawing. I can't even draw a straight line with a ruler.
Let's try again. The painting's clearly not working here. Why don't you get
Okay.
up, take a step. See
Okay.
that nice plush chaise lounge there?
I'm sorry.
Why don't you just go ahead and lay down there?
I'm
where-
trying to
where
get
kind
the,
of I
I'm trying
initially
to get the
pointed
painting
to.
straight,
Right.
and it won't hang straight.
Okay, well, how about you just give the painting to me, lay down in the chaise lounge, and I'm going to put the painting up. And then while you're laying down, maybe think about really why you're here, why you were sent here, why you want to talk to me about whales.
God, it feels good to be told what to do. God, it feels it feels good to be told
That
what
obviously
to do.
stems from your childhood, which means you didn't have a father figure that told you what to do. Your
Um,
mother, or maybe your father, if you did have a father, said,
really?
ask your mother, whatever your mother said, right? Something along those lines.
Whatever my mother said. No, I mean, I guess he wasn't around, but when he was he was around, but he worked, he traveled for work, right?
Right.
So then, I guess when he came back home, he was like authority for sure.
Right.
It was like, wait till dad gets home.
Right.
You
right,
know?
Yeah. So like when it came times for the spanking.
Yeah.
You know, your mom was like, I could either spank you once now, or
Right.
when your dad comes home, you're gonna get the real spanking.
But I was like a little freak, and I'd tell on myself, and I'd be like, just spank me and get it over with, because I feel bad. And they'd be like,
see,
well,
now
this
we're getting
punishment isn't like working, because he's just kind of like going straight to it.
Okay. So here, now we're getting somewhere, right?
Are we?
Clearly.
I don't know.
Well, clearly.
I'm just remembering things.
You like pain, which may inevitably.
No, I don't like pain.
It seemed like you said you would want the spanking.
No, I just kind of was like used to it. I just got over it.
You just got over.
Yeah, no, you're reading way too much into it.
And I think you're
asked
not
me a
reading
question,
enough into
and
it.
I answered it.
You know what? Damn it, I'm the therapist
And
here.
then you're the-
I want to
you're-
end this
you wanna
session.
read
I don't like this session.
All right, wow.
Oh my
no,
God.
hey,
Wow.
secretary.
You're not supposed to talk.
There's a
that.
lot to unpack here.
That's what I'm saying.
Ron, you did fantastic. Ian, you are the only person on planet Earth who corrects their therapist.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I think he's just
It's
not a
unheard
very
of.
good therapist.
This is why you're down here.
Okay.
This is why I'm down here. I don't think so.
So
because I'm
I-
bad at therapy. That's why I'm in
You were the-
eternal torment.
Because you're a
That's why
glutton
I'm in
for
eternal-
punishment. That's where I was trying to go. That's where I was trying to
You
get
pay
to.
$2.50 an hour to correct somebody.
Actually, I think he's really getting to something.
See? So
Ron, I gotta say, you might have a natural knack for being a therapist.
my God, I've never. I'm kind of get a little antsy inside.
Wow.
What if I was the man's therapist? What if I became his therapist? Then I would maybe
Wow.
get the invites to the parties, to the dinner parties. That's what we're talking about, right?
With
Yeah.
the man?
I mean, everyone just wants to be invited to these parties.
What became whose therapist?
Hades,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you
Lucifer.
said the man.
the other guy
Oh.
that you couldn't think of, Greek mythology.
Ansel Elgort.
Yeah, that guy.
Ron, I don't know, buddy. I think you might have a new calling. Maybe you should try to charge a little bit, a little bit extra.
I'm just so happy it came to me.
There it was, listeners. We said it. We said it at the top. You know, Ron, I think, I don't know, maybe you could start charging a little bit extra when some of these souls get on your boat.
Yeah,
You know, you could be like, hey, listen, buddy, I don't want to hear your problems unless you got, a couple extra coin.
that's true.
Yeah, why are you shaking these people down? I mean, they're dead. They only have two options, which is to get across the river or go in the river, which sounds pretty terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. There's, doesn't look
You
good.
could be extorting them. You could be charging hand over fist or some gross hell
Dick over
type.
balls.
There it is.
Well, here's the issue.
Belly button over dick.
these terms. I mean, these are
Bush
human
over taint.
These are human terms we're talking about.
Yeah. Fupa around the bush.
I see. Well, maybe you don't know that worldly possessions don't necessarily travel with the bodies when they come down to the river Styx.
Wait, but aren't the coins world?
Those are that's the whole point.
Just
The
that.
coins
Those
are
coins are
special.
special.
The coins are special.
Right.
They're dead
Okay.
coins.
Although I wish we could come up with maybe gold bricks
Right.
to kind of help with this inflation.
You need someone who gets murdered while robbing Fort Knox.
That would be amazing.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it would be able to fit on my boat. It really can't hold more than 5 people. Wish I had that party
Wait,
pontoon
there's
boat.
infinite people in line, and you can only hold 5 people on the
That's
boat?
what I'm trying to say, Ian. I'm trying to run all these issues up. You know what? Forget the therapist. There's got to be some sort of there's an inner circle, right?
Oh, yeah.
How do we get into this inner circle? He's got to have some counselors. He's got to be listening to some.
Oh, I mean, there's presidents of hell. There's just like an infinite number of presidents of hell who control many legions of hell.
Right,
and then
right.
it's bureaucratic, Ron. You know how it is.
It's
It runs up and down the chain. If you're not getting fucked from the front, you're getting fucked from the
Oh
back.
my god, you're getting fucked every which way. My
Yeah.
ears.
And your
my
wrist
eyes, my
hurts
nose.
from having to jerk them off while also filling out the paperwork via a pen.
Is that part of the torture?
No,
Is that
like
one of
that's you know,
I think that's just something he
just
does.
bureaucracy.
It is bureaucracy.
You know, it's like a bribe. Like, hey, you know, could you move this up the chain a little bit? Oh,
Well, Ron,
I'll.
Are you whistling at me?
Well, it's supposed to put in the minds of the people not listening, the visualization of jerking someone off.
You whistle when you jerk off.
all right, we'll be back with more Nether Region Pod right after this. Hey, welcome back to the Nether Region Podcast. Here with us still is potential new therapist in hell, Ron.
Oh yeah.
But currently still
Rowing the boat.
we're still rowing that boat.
That's okay.
Honestly, this is the longest I think I've been away from the boat.
Wow.
If we're being real.
Oh yeah, your queue's probably getting. You probably got like
The queue
tickets on
never
tickets on
ends.
tickets.
Well,
dude.
I mean,
honestly.
but how long does it take to row the boat across?
Well, it depends on how much they're rocking the boat.
Charon, row your boat ashore.
I was thinking
Hallelujah.
he's always like, "Sit down, you're rocking the boat."
I do say that a lot.
Yeah.
Sit down, you're rocking. People
Don't
like
rock
to
the
rock the
boat.
boat. Don't rock the boat, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
This is the longest.
This is solid.
This is crazy. But yeah, the queue's always forming. So honestly, just let the line go.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
true. It's like when I was working the Funko Pop stand at Comic-Con, right? There's a gigantic line. People wait for hours and hours to buy every Funko Pop they can, which is only one item per person, by the way. And you're like, oh no, this gigantic line, we need to go fast. It's like, no, take your time. They waited in line. Give them the attention that they deserve as their own individual customer, and the line will flow.
You ever think about that, Ron?
Yeah, Ron.
You ever do that? I'm being sarcastic. I'm not
Oh,
agreeing
You
with you.
couldn't tell that the sarcasm was there.
I thought you empathized with my Funko
No.
Pop stand experience.
You're telling me that in a never-ending line of dead souls,
Yeah.
what I should really do is take my time and maybe hear them out.
Well, it sounds
and
like
do
you
that
talk to them
for-
anyway.
I mean, on the boat, because I literally have nothing
Right.
else to do. So, like I said, this is kind of the first time I've had to talk with anyone for a while.
You know what?
Other
well,
than the
I
boat
asked
setting.
you how long it takes to get across the river, and you were like, depends on blah. Just give me a ballpark answer.
About 20 minutes.
Okay. Okay, and
But
if
that's one way. Yeah,
Right,
20
and then
minutes
you're
back.
coming
Yeah,
back
go back.
empty, right?
Empty-handed.
Yeah, you need a back haul. You need souls that are getting across.
Okay, Mr. Chucker.
Well, they usually take most everyone into hell. They're not sending two.
They're not sending anyone back. Oh,
trying to
okay.
think of anyone that has been.
Oh, then
sent
if
back
it's
recently.
20 minutes, if it's
This guy might be the first.
that is literally 40 minutes. Yeah, my goal is to be so obnoxious that they just get rid of me. But
It's
if it's
working.
40
I
minutes
think it might
and
be
this is
working.
roughly an hour-long podcast, then I know it feels like an eternity. It's only an hour long.
So I'm only missing
missing
one
about-
trip. Yeah,
a trip and a half.
yeah. Give me a bigger boat. Yeah, you're listening, Hades. A bigger boat.
Yeah, maybe one with a sail or a motor.
a motor would be great.
Yeah, dude. Charon with a motorboat.
This little pervil, if you put a whale in the back, he'll motorboat it.
Motorboat it. Okay.
God, you're onto something there.
All right, we got to get to our next segment here, Ron. This is going to be a fun one, right? We're going to relax, enjoy this time off that you get from the boat, which doesn't happen very often.
Right.
We're going to play a little game, and we're going to make Ian spin the Wheel of Torment. We're going to see what kind of game we're going to play.
Oh, Wheel of Torment.
Yeah,
Wow.
honestly, someone as buff as Ron.
Oh, boy.
I mean, can you imagine this guy spinning it? He'd be spinning forever.
Ron, can you please spin the wheel for
No,
me? Because
Ron, you can't spin the
Is
wheel.
that part of the torture?
really
is it
hurts.
spinning the wheel?
Torment.
All right, let's give Ron a spin. You
Oh.
want to spin it, Ron?
I want to
Spin
spin
the
this
wheel.
bad boy.
And wheel. All right, Ron, get in there. Ron
So
is
he's smart. He's
rolling
stretching.
his sleeves up, stretching his enormous back and shoulder muscles.
very-
Wow. You know, honestly, my arms don't usually work in this fashion, but I'm going to give it a try. Here we go.
Ah, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Wow. Round and round it goes. Wow, 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 wow. Look at that thing. Ron doing a little flexing.
Never going to stop. That thing is going.
I mean, I'm a little surprised you were able to do it because your muscles have developed in a way where you really just do one
It's
thing,
really,
which
and
is
that's
row
what I'm
the
trying to
boat.
say. I don't know if my arms
Yeah.
have really gone that high up.
You'll know better like tomorrow.
Oh,
You'll-
it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
But day
You'll be
two is
sore
always
all
worse.
down the sides. Yeah.
All posterior delt, no anterior end. Anyway, here it goes. I'm going to put my little tiny foot in there. Try to stop it.
Oh yeah. There's a taste of your medicine. You're fucking hurt now.
Oh, fuck.
man,
that ripped my foot off.
Wow.
Aye.
You can just reattach that, right?
Yeah, we'll figure it out, Ron. Right, looks like it stopped on Lake of Fire.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh no. I swear to God, the song I made for Lake of Fire was I made 100,000 songs at a time, and this was the last one. So this is like it's totally unhinged. It's not good at all. Like, can we please play a different game?
No, we're playing Lake of Fire.
I swear to God, this is probably the worst song I ever made. I really
I make
don't
Ian
want you.
do little songs like a
Yeah.
little dog and pony show.
Yeah,
And so we're going to play his
I'm
little
not only a
song.
failed comedian, failed producer, failed writer, failed actor, failed filmmaker, but I also
failed.
am a failed, just like musical theater person. Like I dabbled in music, you know.
Did you?
So he makes me do that too.
He is a full-time dabbler. So let's hit that. Let's hit
Not
that
like Kevin Spacey.
Lake of Fire music.
Cast it into the fire. Destroy it. You shall not pass.
What on earth?
Destroy it, destroy it, destroy it, destroy it.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Still going. Cast it into the fire. Destroy it. Please don't sue us, Tolkien Estate. Destroy it. We know you're famously litigious. And I will be your queen.
Oh, wow.
Do they, Gandalf? Dude, I'm telling you, the one little guy was fighting the weird-looking little guy, and then he bit his finger off, and then he was dancing around, and he fell into the volcano. Anyway, this is Lake of Fire. Do they, Gandalf?
The production value on that. I mean, wow.
I mixed it myself. Could you tell?
Wow. I mean, Ian, I gotta hand it to you. You really know how to get guttural with those Smeagol and Gollum noises.
I gotta say, those golems were so good, I can't replicate them. Everything else, you know, I could leave.
Where did you record that?
Oh, just in we have a little hell studio with spiky little soundproof walls. You know,
El Studio.
They-
I put little spikes on all the piano keys. It's great.
yeah, it's really hard not to scream while I record.
You know, like those
because-
spikes that they put where they don't want a pigeon to sleep?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I put those all over his piano and his chair.
Oh,
And then my chair is like what they do to benches, so homeless people can't sleep there.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it.
So it's more uncomfortable than hurts, but the whole experience together is quite painful.
well,
Wow.
that's what you're here for.
I definitely
Yeah.
feel ready to play Lake of Fire. So this is a simple game here, Ron. Basically, I'm going to read off 3 generally positive, good human things. You know, we don't give a fuck about those. But we're going to, as a group, kind of decide, you know, which of these 3 things we're going to cast into the Lake of Fire to be banished in hell for all eternity to erase it from Earth.
This sounds fun.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's good. I think you'll get out a lot of aggression from everything that's been going on with you in the boat.
This is probably the least painful part of the podcast for me, too. So I like this
Oh,
next
that's
10
real
minutes.
nice to say to the guests.
Oh.
The whole part where you talk to them one-on-one.
Yeah, is that really
That's really that fucking
He
painful?
was trying to bring up my childhood trauma earlier.
Okay, you entered my
Unleash it.
space. You entered my
You
office.
were the one that
You
made
sat
me be in
down
your therapist's
on
office.
my family's painting.
All
And
right.
you're
That's
coming
true.
at me.
I did put my ass on your family's
Incredible, this guy. My God, you need to torture him more.
He might need to go into the Lake of Fire. All right, here's our first three things. We've got a puppy. Aw.
A cute little puppy?
A cute little puppy. A hug from grandma. Or a warm, sunny day. So we've got a puppy, a hug from grandma, or a warm, sunny day.
And we have to toss one of these.
We gotta toss one of those. They're gonna be banished forever.
Wow.
Ian, you famously have no pets. You don't care for animals. And
It's
when
not
I
that I
give you
don't-
something to care for, you drop it on its head.
It's
You're
not
heartless.
that I don't care for animals. It's that, like, I only care for some animals.
Wow, okay.
Whales are clearly one of them.
Whales.
Well, lust is not necessarily caring for, right? Like, I'd like one time with a whale or a dolphin, you know,
Okay.
just for the experience.
So, which animals are there that you actually appreciate?
Oh, well, there was this one dog named Chunga that my roommate had. I love that dog.
Chunga.
Yeah, it means
Choo-choo.
like shitty in Spanish or something.
You loved the shitty dog.
Yeah.
Chunga.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I think Ian might be leaning puppy. I mean, Ron, anything you're thinking? I mean,
You don't know. I didn't tip my hand. I know what I'm going to throw. in the
you're
fire,
not a
but
very
I want,
good poker
I want
player.
Ron to.
Yeah, Ron, any which way you're leaning on those three?
Wow.
Hug from grandma, warm sunny day.
Which would I want to toss into a fiery lake?
Do you even remember what the sun looks
Do you
like?
No,
even
you know,
have
I
a
was
grandma?
actually just going to say I might have to go with the sun because I haven't seen the sun in, about an eternity. So I'm going to toss the sun into the lake. You're absolutely right.
Wow, okay.
Sunny day, bright sunny day. Not the sun. I'm not physically tossing
Wow,
the
so
sun.
you're tossing a warm sunny day. That means forever, all eternity on Earth. You'd have puppies, you'd have hugs from grandma, but you'd never feel the warmth of the sun.
Wait. This is me on Earth tossing it in.
I'm just saying, like, hypothetically.
Hypothetically, I want to change my answer then.
Whoa.
Oh, so you don't really want to change your
No,
answer?
wait. You know what? I'm going to throw in grandma's hugs.
Oh.
I'm pivoting here. I'm pivoting.
And when you throw grandma's hugs into the fire, you're not throwing grandma into the fire
No.
a la throw mama from the train, are you? It's a Billy Crystal movie with Danny DeVito.
You watched a lot of movies up there, didn't you?
Directed by Danny DeVito. Throw mama from the train.
DeVito.
I'll watch him act, but I won't watch him direct. I draw the line at his directing. It's like, all right, taxi boy.
You'll watch the movies he directs, but you won't sit there and watch him give direction.
Yeah, I
or
cannot
tell them where the
stand.
camera needs to go.
It's like, you sold out with these Jersey Mike ads, brother.
I don't like them.
All right, so yeah, I think you're right, Ian. You're not throwing grandma into the lake. It's just she can no longer hug you. So maybe, like, her arms get ripped off?
That's fine with me, yeah.
She can no longer hug?
What if she just has tiny little T-Rex arms?
Like, they're left there after you rip
Well,
off
hang
the
on,
normal size arms?
Right,
or-
like they grow back a little bit.
This is actually bringing up an astute point. What constitutes a hug? Because if we rip grandma's arms off and she's just a body, and she puts her body up against your body, is that technically a hug?
Yeah, I would say you're pressing two bodies together
Is that a hug?
in a loving form. But I guess if you can't truly reach around,
Give
that's
a reach
ultimate.
around.
Well,
Right.
yeah, you know what I mean.
No, Ian knows what that is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, like, you know, my grandma she pinches people's butts. So I'm like,
The
is that
butt's not the
hug?
cheek.
runs in the
Usually it's
family.
the upward cheeks, not the downward
butt cheeks.
cheeks.
The butt cheek. Just a
that's-
little
that's
pinch.
your grandma, huh?
Yeah.
She ever, miss the mark a little bit and get up the hole?
Not to. Maybe
Whoops,
if
hole
she
in one,
did,
Ian.
I blocked that out
Oh,
for
interesting.
sure. Maybe my therapist can.
We can unpack that.
You can unpack his colon with his grandma's stuff up there.
I'm gonna throw the sunny day in there because, like,
What the heck?
you're walking down the street, you're in a shirt, you're sweating through the shirt, you're going somewhere, and you're like, I'm gonna have to be in that place with my sweaty shirt.
You
Wow.
know, sunny days don't necessarily mean that they're like really hot.
If the sun's beating down,
It says a warm, sunny day.
Yeah. not hot, not stifling.
I'm from Chicago. I want cold and stifling, not hot and stifling.
Wow.
Well,
A warm sunny day, hug from grandma. You know what? I kind of, famously, I still like all of Hell's animals. Obviously we have a Hellcat that comes around here pretty often.
Really?
Interrupts the show. So, I like a good animal. So I'm not going to throw the puppy.
I mean, there's a lot of animals down here in hell. A lot of fucked up looking animals.
Oh, yeah. You got like Snuffleupagus and things like that and like different things.
Yeah, but Snuffleupagus, is,
With no eyes.
and no skin.
Which I guess is terrifying?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I don't see it.
getting Snuffleupagus across the river was really crazy.
Oh, you transported those things here? Those are
absolutely.
invasive?
Yeah, well, a little bit, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Grimace. Grimace,
Grimace is a great animal.
technically an animal. Yeah.
Technically an animal. I think I'm also going to go hug with grandma because I like the idea of your grandma trying to hug you like a giraffe would, using her neck because she doesn't have arms anymore.
Yeah, she's kind of got to wrap
Right,
her
wrap
chin
her
around to
neck
get
around.
that like grip.
And then she could use those neck jowls to give you a
Ugh.
Wait, so but you like those ideas, so you're throwing it into the fire?
Right.
I thought throwing it into the fire was a bad thing.
It is.
What?
You can't receive a regular hug from grandma anymore.
I also forget, too, because, you're a devil, right? So,
I'm a little
good to
stinker.
you is bad to me, and bad to me is good to you.
Yes, Ian, but I've studied human logic. Okay? That's part of my
Right.
devil training. Right? So I know some things about your
So you have,
world,
a psych degree in hell.
essentially. And I did a residency on Earth. We've been over this.
Yeah, I guess I just didn't. We've never gotten to the nitty gritty of it like that.
Well, maybe one day we'll unpack.
We've never done the gritty while we talk about it.
How long was your residency up there?
It was about 4 to 8 years.
Because I've been trying to get some fucking PTO for a long time. If I could just go up there for
boy.
4 to 8 years,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll even take that. I don't need a new job. I mean, I'll come back and row if I could just get a little PTO.
Ron, I still think you need to start dreaming bigger, buddy. Yeah.
Ron needs, at the very least, a sabbatical.
Sabbatical.
It's like an extended break, like a month.
Not sabbatical like we have down here where you fight people.
That's why I was confused. 'Cause, I mean, I would fight some people.
Oh,
for sure. Look at
sabbatical
me.
skull.
Right. Sabbatical
Right.
skull.
Yeah.
Big fan. Big fan.
The
Let me-
the Sabbatical Wars is one of the best TV shows. It's like a bunch of different hell nerds get together
Right.
and they soup up their skulls and then they just smash them together. You see which one wins.
And the first half is them antiquing, new sabbatical.
Well, they usually come to me.
Sabbatical Wars, right?
we bring the
And then
American
they-
pickers down from.
Well, one of them died.
One of them is down here.
Yeah, he's here. He's here. Yeah. We actually had one of the good conversations on the boat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was kind of giving me advice on
Tell you about cool shit.
Absolutely.
Oh.
I like just thinking about you, rowing the boat and being like, so what are you here for? Yeah. Oh, that's crazy, man. Yeah.
Well, the first
Cool.
1,000 years I would ask, but I don't really
Oh,
ask
but
anymore.
now they just.
I mean, you've heard it all at this point.
This is like taxi cab confessions, where you're like, so where you going? And then then you take them there, and you're like, so you having a good night? And then they just spill.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, I'm cheating on my wife, and
Wow.
I'm.
Yeah, Ron. Yeah, you've had, I'm sure, a few confessions about people tell you how they think they got down there,
Oh, yeah.
and you're like, okay, buddy. It's like
Yeah.
how a lot of prisoners are always say, well, I'm innocent. It's like, sure you are, pal.
Yeah. And you know what's surprisingly? Amount of people who come down here?
Uh-huh.
They died while on the phone with insurance agencies.
So it was a good guess. I'm trying to go for guesses that are statistically plausible.
Oh, it's statistically plausible, but definitely not how you got down here. Am I right? Am I right?
Wait, so is it
we'll
famous?
never tell.
Is it
We'll never
famous how I died? Is it
well,
well
we've
known?
talked about it.
We've talked about it, but we're not going to
Honestly, you're not worth much conversation. but
Whoa.
We certainly did. Yeah, I heard about you.
Not
Yeah.
worth much conversation. I have a podcast. I talk for an hour a week.
Yeah, it's torture.
Forces me to
No
talk
one
to-
listens to it.
Oh.
Well, anyway, listeners, let us know. Email us netherregionpod@gmail.com. Let us know what you would throw into the lake of fire between a puppy, a hug from grandma, and a warm, sunny day.
I guess, see, and the interesting thing is the puppy is the only thing that's an actual thing. Like, 2 of them are concepts you would throw into the lake of fire.
Yeah.
The puppy is just a puppy.
So you'd have to physically pick up the puppy or punt it.
All puppies.
Right.
Whoa.
Which then I guess makes all dogs extinct. But as we know, all dogs go to heaven.
That's true. I haven't seen a single one down here. So, like, with the other,
little bit of a
like, you
paradox.
could throw the puppy into the lake of fire, but the other 2, it's more like you have to, like, write it down and then throw it into the fire.
It's the idea, okay?
Right.
Boy, you
It's
struggle with
symbolic.
abstract thoughts, don't you?
I struggle with thoughts.
This is another thing that maybe Ron can unpack for you.
Dr. Ron, I need you. I will fight you.
Dr. Ron.
He loves it.
Wait a
It's
second.
got a ring to it, Ron.
Doc Ron, Dr. Ron. Wow.
Well, not a dock like what you put your boat,
Well,
park your boat on.
Yeah, it's yeah.
No.
Pretty decrepit doc.
Yeah.
honestly.
That doc's probably already got a name.
A lot of algae.
Greek name
Yeah,
or something.
honestly, just
Well-
really hoping I can clean that up sometime.
Listen, Ron, I think there's maybe one more thing you could help me with here, and that's just the final segment of the show, and that's where, part of the reason why we do the show is not only to just torment Ian by making him do a podcast that no one listens to. It's not only for me to try to, posthumously inflate the value of his soul so I can get a little coin myself, because, hey, I'm in the same boat, buddy.
Right.
It's also to get inspiration from people like you, the denizens of
Inspiration?
hell. I want to know, what is your personal hell, so that I can make a torture scenario live on air and see how bad it is.
Yeah, it's like a PBS telethon. It's like, I want to get hellish inspiration.
Which is
from
a form of
people like
torture
you.
in and of itself.
Oh yeah, no. There's people watching a PBS telethon for eternity.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's not me.
So, Ron, if you had to pick anything in the world, buddy, what would be your personal hell? Ron's hell.
Well, I think I'm already living it. But let me think. Is it okay if I use someone else's personal hell that they told me?
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, because honestly, I'm already here doing it. I'm stuck doing what I'm doing, and honestly, that's my personal hell. And
Right.
I think what I would choose, this guy told me this one time, and I think it's absolutely crazy. And I think you could probably use it. He's still got toenails. You got toenails, right?
Yeah, why?
Okay, so slowly, one by one, you peel off the toenails. And then,
Ugh.
after you peel off the toenails, stick with me here. You
Oh.
sing this famous song that this guy taught me while I was on the boat. And it's, this little piggy went to the market. This little piggy came home. This little pig, and so on and so forth. But
no,
you gotta
it's not
grab
a top
those.
40 song, so I'm not familiar.
Top 40
Yeah, like on the radio, top 40.
radio.
Oh fuck! You don't have a radio on the boat where you play like
I've
Lady
been
Gaga
asking
or whatever.
for any sort of amenity, literally anything, and nothing's going up.
You
the
don't have a
chain.
lute.
Yeah, I got loot. Everyone's got a loot.
Everyone's got a
Oh,
loot.
but you know what? You're
Down
so
here?
busy rowing, and it's like the people that are
And
coming
he's
on the boat,
so
they don't know how to
buff,
play
he's
the.
broken a lot of the strings. I saw your loot. It needs to be retuned.
It's again, just a little more money would maybe help me fix up a few of these things.
So, Ron, you're saying your personal hell or this person's personal hell is a world where they get their entity's personal hells. They don't have any toenails and they have to listen to music. And so the way that we're putting Ian through this torture is we're going to rip his toenails off and make him listen to that
But then
song.
you need to grab, because it's going to be pretty sensitive when you rip that thing out. And then you grab each toe while you're grabbing the open wound.
Oh, yeah.
And then you wiggle it.
Right.
I mean, it's got to hurt, am I right?
I'm going to throw an extra layer on that. I'm actually going to make your toes into pigs.
Oh no!
Whoa. Now we're really talking.
No, but
here.
we're cooking.
Yeah, we're cooking.
I gave up pork
Yeah.
near the end of my life. Very near the end.
Then
of
you
my
got to
life.
eat your toes afterwards.
Then you got to eat your toes.
Is it
porky
possible I
toes.
died from pork withdrawal? Is that possible?
You're already dead, my friend.
No, but okay, whatever. I was just trying to sneak in an extra guess. I'm sorry.
All right, Ian.
Porky toes.
We're going to turn
Porky toes.
we're going to turn your
I heard you.
We're going to turn your toes into pigs and then slowly, each by each, sing this little pig song.
Okay.
It's a piggy market song.
The piggy
I think
market
that's what it's
song.
called, yeah.
Famous.
This little piggy went
Famous
wee wee.
piggy market
This little
song.
piggy went home. This little piggy went
I think you already fucked
ate
it
roast
up.
beef.
Yes, yeah,
This
that's
little
it.
piggy
Why did the pig eat the beef? That seems
Here's
a little...
the thing also. This little piggy had none, right?
Right.
No roast beef. So I don't have roast beef most of the time.
Yeah, but how does it feel to have nothing? 'Cause that little piggy really is truly suffering.
Oh, that's the last one.
Right.
Wait,
right.
is it this little piggy had roast beef? Wait, say it. Okay, just fine.
Let's get to that scale.
Ow, my phone. Ow, my foot. Not my phone. Ow.
Rate that for me, Ian, and let's let listeners know what where you're gonna rate that on your little Ian scale as far as a torture scenario.
I think that's probably as bad as like 5 bad lute players all playing different songs at the same time.
Wow.
So the rating scale is loot players?
Well,
It's a scale that only makes sense to Ian.
That makes sense, I guess.
yeah, man, it's actually it's worse than that, I think.
I thought it was pretty bad. I mean, this guy was really torn up about it.
Yeah, and like honestly, I've had a hangnail, and that's pretty painful. So I think it is worse.
That's pretty painful.
Yeah. A hangnail?
A hangnail?
Have you ever had a hangnail?
Yeah, I ripped them out with my teeth and then spit them out.
Wow.
Just on the ground.
Yeah.
Just for like in the house where other people could just come across them. You're disgusting. I am
a little
in hell.
stinker.
Okay, that is pretty painful. I'm gonna say that it's, you know what? This is a little better. It's 5 screeching violins when like they're playing well, and then it's like it's really bad.
5 violins of screeching. Yeah, that's not too bad.
I was
Ron.
just going to ask. I don't know.
I don't really know what it means either.
Right.
It only makes sense to
It's
Ian.
really bad. Oh, and then add some styrofoam onto that.
Oh, now we're talking.
See,
Now
yes.
we're talking.
Yeah. So,
That's bad.
Yeah, some styrofoam moving around and some screeching violins. We'll throw in some nails on the chalkboard. Oh, nails.
Oh,
You know,
you
so
don't really have
yeah,
any of
just
those left.
all of that going at the same time in a grinder of unholy noises. So
Seems like I did pretty good then.
Seems like a sandwich made in hell.
it's certainly uncomfortable.
I'm really excited to come back and see how those toesies wosies are doing at the end of here.
Little piggly wigglies.
Little biggle wiggles that we're going to feed to you, you know?
Well, hey, listen, guys. I just heard the sound of a Hellcat. And I don't know about you, just kind of randomly, for no reason at all, kind of reminded me of bar owner Jeremy Barrett. I don't know, Ron, did that sound of a Hellcat just randomly remind you of anything for any reason at all? I don't know, for random.
It reminded me of what a beautiful bar that guy opened, Jeremy Barrett. It's called Lemon.
Oh.
Yeah, like the fruit.
Oh,
Because we do live performance there. We do music. We do everything, as well as some really juicy cocktails up there in Chicago.
Oh, wow. Is there like I don't know, randomly social media handles or anything like that?
Well, now that you mention it, there is, I believe they have an Instagram page that I follow. It's lemon_Chicago.
Wow.
wow. And
Yeah.
what part of Chicago is the bar in?
It's West Town.
And it's like quite a nice cocktail bar.
It's very, very nice. In fact, we were nominated as one of the best new cocktail bars in America.
Whoa.
America. We were.
I mean, Jeremy's was.
Oh, okay.
Lemon,
right.
The bar.
You've read up on this.
Well-
oh, so you probably saw it in like a magazine or wherever this was nominated.
Yeah.
What was it nominated in?
It's called Tales of the Cocktail. It's kind of like the Oscars for the bar industry.
Wow, that's
Bar Oscar winning cocktail bar, Lemon, Chicago. Incredible, Ron.
nominated. Winning?
Not winning.
Nominated.
Nominated.
Okay,
But
jury's out.
jury's out. Yeah.
Yes.
They gave it to some bar in New York, of
Oh,
course.
so jury's in.
Of course. The jury is in, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's but it's still an honor to be nominated. I wouldn't know because I'm a failed actor.
He's never been nominated for anything. Ian, does that sound of a Hellcat remind you of anything for any reason at all? Maybe,
Yeah, it reminds me that I need to get a gun and fucking fight off this cat because it always likes to sneak up behind me and freak me out.
Yeah.
It also reminds me of my poor family up on Earth struggling to pay my various medical debts, credit card debts, personal vendettas that people have against me.
Yep.
They're trying to settle those as well, my lawyer fees, all that. And, I just really, really made some poor financial decisions before I died, and my entire family is stuck paying the price for my. It wasn't even like I lived lavishly. It's like I bought a sandwich and the interest on it was just crazy high, and compound
you took out a
that
loan
damn
to buy
thing.
a sandwich?
I took out a loan, and then all I did was use a high interest loan.
Wow, those Danny DeVito ads really got to you.
Yeah,
Huh?
and then I bought like a, fucking ham sandwich, occasional roast beef.
That's all I had was ham and roast beef on this sandwich that you took out a loan for.
There was mayo. There was the works sometimes. No tomato though.
All right, so you want them to send you money?
Please send money to my Venmo at Hamilton. Any amount of money will do.
Right.
My family really needs it.
Well, as always, you can find us wherever the hell you find podcasts. You can email us netherregionpod@gmail.com. You can also find us at netherregionpod on social media, which is one of the main sources of hell. Right?
Oh, and because we're in hell, I'm forced to tell you because there is a little one of those medieval masks on my head that it'll close with spikes on me if I don't say this.
Wow.
Is that you need to smash that like button,
That's
rate,
right.
and review. I'm in hell. I have to say it.
And if you give anything lower than 5 stars, Ian's head won't get smashed.
Oh, no. That means I'm done.
All right. Well, hey, Ian, another podcast episode in the bank. How you feeling?
Awful. I
Yeah.
feel terrible.
Right.
Once again, worst day or whatever of my life.
Love to hear it. Ron, how you feeling?
Honestly, I feel like we've unpacked a lot here.
Yeah.
I feel like
We went on a journey.
Yeah, we went on a journey.
And we didn't need a boat.
That damn boat! I have to go. I'm so behind. Oh, my god,
God.
I'm a whole
Okay.
trip behind. But thank you. It's been great. But I really do have to.
All right,
get out
Ron,
of
we'll
here.
let you go back to your boat. And, well, there's only one last thing to say, and that's get the hell out of here.